Hello everyone. I have got requests from my viewers to do a video on the data validation error that occurs to most people while creating a dependent drop-down list. So I had to do a little research and try to see what could actually be the main reasons for the errors. After my research, so far I had figured out 3 main reasons. We'll proceed to explain these reasons giving example on each. First, let us proceed to create drop-down list for the 2 tables on the screen. For the data on the screen, it is our wish to create a dependent drop-down list at states column, such that the state or province that will be selected on this column should be dependent on the name of the country, selected at column H. To perform the operation, we'll have to create a name range first. We do this by selecting our data like this, while holding Control key. After selecting the data, go to the Formulas tab, then you just click Create from Selection. Here it will prompt you to select which row or column will be the titles of your data. For our case, the names are the top row, so we select that and hit OK. After clicking OK, the work is done. Now at this particular point, Excel has already defined state names under each country name. We proceed to create our first drop-down list on column H. Click the Data tab like this. Then click on Data Validation. In the Data Validation, we select List. For our case, this will be the names of all the countries. Then click on the up arrow button. After that, we select the names of all the countries in our table like this. Then click on OK. As you can see here, the drop-down list has appeared with all the state names. Now that's done for column H. Now for column I, the state name should change depending on the name of the country selected on column 8. Now to proceed with this, we select Data Validation. Select the option here as List, just like this. Now at the source bar, we'll type a function here known as indirect. This formula basically will give us the range of states depending on the selected country at column H. This is made possible by the name range created earlier. So we type in =, followed by the word indirect. Then simply select this cell on column H. Then click OK. Now let us try our drop-down lists. As you can see here, both drop-down list at column H and column I are working fine. This is because data is perfectly fine. Now, the number one big reason to have the subject errors is when the titles of the name range contain spaces in it. I will continue to put the spaces on the word US and see what happens. So I put the space here between letters just like so. Now I will redo the data validation here, just going a bit faster this time as we all know how to do it. I remember I had almost quit these drop-down lists at first, only to find out these spaces are the cause of the trouble. So as you can see, now we are having exactly this error. However, if you clear the spaces, then everything will be fine. Now coming to number 2 reason for error. If the names in the name range selected contains any of the punctuation marks, like commas, full stop, question marks, etc., then you will have the validation error. Let us try this one on the USA name. I will write it like this. Here I'm putting dots after every letter. Now I will proceed to redo the dependent list like this. First I clear all, then I select list in the options here. Then I go the formula bar here and type it as equals to indirect, open parenthesis and select our reference cell, like so. When I click OK, we should have an error here. There you are. Same error happens. Now to solve it, you need to clear all these punctuation marks on the titles of the name range and you should be fine. Number 3 biggest reason I have noticed so far is when you create multiple name ranges in the same Excel worksheet, which has been saved. In this case, if there is any relationship between the name ranges created before and the one created after, you will indeed have data validation error. To solve the problem, you may need to clear and delete the multiple data ranges created and only remain with the one being used at that moment. Now, to remove a named range from Excel, you can follow these steps. Open Microsoft Excel and open the workbook that contains the named range. Go to the Formulas tab in the Excel ribbon. Click on the Name Manager button in the Defined Names group. This will open the Name Manager dialog box. In the Name Manager dialog box, select the named range you want to remove. Click on the Delete button. Confirm the deletion when prompted. Click on the Close button to close the Name Manager dialog box. Save the workbook to retain the changes. Done. Your workbook is clean and ready for another name range creation. Just make sure to type in correctly formulas in the formula bar as this could also lead to some errors. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a comment